तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु। बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि। नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते। स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्। व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन। बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्। यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचम् प्रवदन्त्य विपश्चितः। वेदवादरताः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः। कामात्मानः स्वर्गपराः जन्मकर्मफलप्रदाम् क्रियाविशेषबहुलाम् भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति। So we were doing this Yeshate Abhihita Sankhye. That is one sentence. It's one statement. Esha. This pointedly being referred to what Bhagavan has already talked on is called this. Means what? This which I have so far taught. Te to you. That Esha should be connected to Buddhi. Esha Buddhi. This wisdom, this knowledge. Te Abhihita has been taught to you. Sankhya in the matter of the nature of the self. Sankhya is Upanishad. I have given you the knowledge in the matter of the nature of the self. Meaning what? You had confusion about the self, and I have given you a short account of the nature of the self. What is it? Our ideas about the self are all faulty. That the self, that we are born, and that we will be gone for good, and that we are this form. This is all just misconception about one's existence. It's almost like thinking you have an imported Nike dress or any other dress, local dress, and stand in front of the mirror and then judge yourself in the light of that dress. Why? You look at yourself along with the dress and conclude that dress is a part of you. Unwittingly you take the dress as a part of you. It's only when it takes a long time for others to make you discover that dress is not a part of you. बहुत मुश्किल होगा. हार जाएगा। जो समझाने के लिए कोशिश करेंगे वो क्या होगा उनका? हार जाएगा। One will think dress is a part of me. Hey, dress is not a part of you. But yet we always live with the idea that the attire is a part of me. In the same manner, the body also is not a part of us. Whatever appears in the mirror is not a part of us. The dress is not a part of us, or the body is not a part of us. Neither the body is a part of us. When it comes to the self, it doesn't reflect in the mirror because it's not a form. And therefore, here Bhagavan says, I have already told you, Arjuna, don't build sorrows on the basis of your confusions. And minus the confusion, sorrow is impossible because sorrow is not possible in the reality. The fodder for sorrow is confusion. Understand? The fodder for sorrow is confusion. It is not possible to raise unhappiness. It's not possible to raise sorrow. It is not possible to raise the thought of sorrow, the thought of bereavement, the thought of grief, the thought of sadness. It is not possible to raise the thought of sadness without the fodder of confusion about the truth, not about anything. Because all confusions are confusions about the truth. Are able to follow? All the confusions are confusions about the truth. Did you hear it? All the confusions are confusions about the truth. All the confusions are confusions about the truth. You have to listen. Therefore, that I am born is what? Confusion about the truth. And I will be gone is confusion about the truth. And on the basis of that confusion, you become sad. On the basis of that confusion, you become sad. Therefore, please understand this point. Without confusions, you can't become sad. And confusions about what? About yourself. We have no confusions about anything other than ourselves. Understand? It's a confusion. Oh, I have got a lot of money, therefore I can do whatever I want. Is what? Confusion about oneself. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Esha te abhihita sankhe buddhi. That is one sentence. Esha buddhi te, to you, abhihita has been taught, sankhe atma vishaye. आत्मा के बारे में मेरे को जो कहना था मैंने कह लिया बस. I have given you the sight about the nature of the self. Now I am going to give you something very important. Yoge tu imam shunu. Yoge. In the matter of yoga. Yoga means anything that can help me get that sight, understand Bhagavan's teaching about the nature of the self. That preparation for self-knowledge, what prepares me for self-knowledge. A preparatory step is called yoga. Mental, that which prepares my mind is yoga. This is, in the matter of this yoga, there is some wisdom to gain. Imam buddhim shunu. Yoge tu, in the matter of yoga, in the matter of karma, in the matter of your daily life, Imam, the following wisdom Shunu, listen. I have given you the sight about the nature of the self. Now I am going to give you the sight about how to live your daily life. Daily life means what? Day-to-day action. I have given three things: actions, interactions, and transactions. Remember these three words. All the three form Vyavahara. Societal Vyavahara. All the three are called societal Vyavahara. Now, in these, you need to follow certain wisdom, certain practicality to be realistic. What is wisdom? To be realistic. In fact, in one place, Bhagavan says, you don't harm others. You don't allow others also to harm you. That is called being realistic. You don't harm others, but you don't allow others to harm you. That is called wisdom. That's a very big wisdom. Suppose you don't harm others, but you expose yourself and welcome others to harm you. That is not being realistic. That's not non-violence. That is being stupid. That is being stupid. That is being stupid. Similarly, you don't bully others, but you don't allow others also to bully you. Meaning what? You don't really demonstrate, display your weakness for others to bully you. You don't display, don't put your innate weakness on a public display. On a weekend you have a display. What is it? Displaying all your weak points. Hey, that's dangerous. And therefore, please see. Therefore, Krishna says, live your daily life, but in a wise manner. How do you live? Say, Bhagavan says, next line is, Buddhya yuktaha. If you can get this little understanding, wisdom means don't get scared of the word wisdom. There is thoda bahut samajh jaya, thoda samajh, bas, nothing great about it. Buddhya yuktaha, endowed with certain basic understanding about our life. Buddhya yuktaha, yaya, by which, endowed with which understanding, Partha, hey Arjuna, karma bandham prahasyasi, you will not look upon action as a bondage. Action is looked upon and it does become a bondage. My attitude can convert my duty a musibat. My attitude can also present my duty as a blessing. My duty, I can look upon my duty as a blessing. I can also look upon it as a bondage. And it is better that I entertain an attitude that does not make me look upon my duty as a bondage. The more you look upon the duty as a bondage, the more you suffer because you can't have no escape from it. You see, it's like disliking your mother-in-law and still living with her. Is it wisdom? I say, if you have to live with your mother-in-law, you better learn to love her. Learn to be nice to her. Appreciate the basic principle. We are all made differently. And she is also different. Let her enjoy her. Whatever she is, let her enjoy to be whatever she wants to be. Let her enjoy. Let me just be a little nice. Hey, then living with her becomes easier. See, if I have, it is always better to learn to live with things from which I have no escape. I have no escape. What is the use of living? What is the use of hating life when I have to live my life? Why should I? Why do you want to hate India when you have to live here only? You have no place, nowhere else to go. Why hate India? Learn to love, learn to be nice to the things and people with whom you have to live. Simple understanding. Bhagavan says, Buddhya yuktaha, endowed with this small understanding in life. Yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. You will become free from the bondage of karma. To be free from the bondage of karma means this. To be free from the idea that action is a bondage. Action is a bondage if I look upon it as a bondage. If I use it as a yoga, if I do it properly, then it becomes a facilitator of peace, facilitator of purification, facilitator of liberation. It's like, our common sense. If you use the knife to cut vegetables, it is wonderful. You can also use it to cut others' throats. You can use the knife to cut others' throats. Which is better? Use it to cut vegetables. Use it for happiness. Don't use it for unhappiness. Because everything can be used for both happiness and unhappiness. In fact, this is the problem. Similarly, when you talk to somebody, you can talk in a manner that leads to happiness for both. Or it can lead to unhappiness for both. In the morning you get up and start shouting. Then what happens? Makes everybody unhappy. Why does one do that? Not because, understand this, when you shout, it is not because there is a reason, there are grounds for you to shout. It is not that there is justification for shouting. You shout because you have no self-control, simple path, that you want to conceal. Why do you have to shout? Aram se batao, aram se bulao. Want to wake up somebody, na? Aram se wake up, aram se, let him wake up. Not just really, you blast really a bomb. You explode a bomb on his head. You don't have to explode a bomb. Anyway, what I am telling is, we become unhappy in life, let me tell you, due to lack of self-control. Lack of self-control is the main villain in life. Is the main villain in life. That is why Bhagavan Krishna goes on putting emphasis on Atma Vinigra, self-control. Hey, have self-control. Always be considerate to the other person's happiness. If I do this, make him unhappy. Okay. Now I am going to build. What is this yoga? We all have to perform action. Action is necessary for survival. Actions, if we don't need to perform action, then nobody would be performing. But we all need to work, because working is the only way by which we can survive. Eke out survival and survive. Karma is choiceless for survival. I want to din this statement. Bhagavan says, Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddheda karmanaha. If you are not active, you can't survive. Even if you have somebody else to work for you, you have to go for a walk, etc., etc. You have to keep yourself. Exercise means action. All exercise in the form of action. Or is not exercise in the form of action? Or is something else? And you go to the gym and then go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You see? You don't want to walk to the market and buy vegetables. You take the car to the market and come back and go to the gym and do. You are galloping there. One is galloping in the gym. Instead, it is better to walk down to the market and come back, so that really a lot of things. No. वो तो हमारे शान के खिलाफ है. That is why this is another problem. We all suffer because we deny ourselves shanti because we go after shan. Except it is just a false thing. It is shan. You know, when you are hungry, you go to Gangotri, let us say, or you go to some other place, some hill station, and nothing is available. You are very hungry, very hungry, very hungry. Last 3 days you haven't eaten, and then there comes some eating place where they say, we don't have plates. You have to keep the roti in your hand. ये तो हमारा शान की खिलाफ है. Will you say that? I tell you, whenever going after shan works against our interest, understand? Going after shan works against our happiness, our comfort, everything. Everything. And therefore, exercise also is nothing but action. Therefore, action is a must in life. Therefore, don't look upon action as a burden. Always be prepared to perform action. Worship action. Value action. Value action. And all duties are in the form of action. To help others is in the form of action. To protect yourself is in the form of action. To keep the environment clean is in the form of an action. To keep the house clean is in the form of an action. The more you love to act, the more it promotes our happiness. Action. Supposing the opposite of action is inertia. The opposite of action is inertia. What can inertia accomplish? Inertia can't accomplish anything. In fact, that works against our existence. Inertia works against our existence. Whereas action works, promotes our existence, promotes our happiness, promotes our prosperity, promotes our health. Even in a person who is full of inertia, and he gets up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock inertia, he gets up and closest to chair, the chair that is closest to the bed, and he sits down on that chair. दूर वाली कुर्सी पर नहीं बैठेंगे, नजदीक वाला बैठेंगे. Hey, why don't you go to the kitchen and make tea? It will be nice. No. Tell you, then does it promote happiness? It promotes flesh. It doesn't promote happiness. Understand? Inertia promotes flesh. Swamiji, is not flesh synonymous with life? No. A person may put on a lot of weight, but really it can't be happy. Therefore, it is the action that brings us every kind of blessing. We had terrorism in Bombay. Do you know why? Inertia. Inertia. Inertia means what? Lazy. Inertia. Stupa. Don't feel like taking action. You got the prior intimation, but never you took action. Inertia. Inertia. Krishna says at one place, please listen. Krishna says at one place, we lost our traditions, beautiful traditions. One says, we lost our beautiful traditions because of inertia. Because we didn't want to follow them. We didn't want to understand them. We didn't want to study them. We didn't want to look at them. Because all this implies physical and mental action, agility, physical agility and mental agility. And when you are not physically agile and mentally agile and you are full of inertia never promotes life or happiness or prosperity or cleanliness. Inertia works against everything that we are in need of. Inertia works against us. Our inertia works against us. Therefore, Krishna first says, hey, first learn to appreciate the value of being active. And action is not, actions don't translate actions as labor. Because to be active is everybody's need. It is the need of only a laborer or anything. Everybody's need. And that action we call as karma. And that action we call as kartavyam. And that action we call as swadharma, one's duty. All that I need to do is my duty. I may have something to do, you may have something else to do, another person has something else to do. Thus each one's dharma is different, but everybody has a duty. We all can understand what is swadharma. And whenever we attend to our dharma, it promotes our happiness. And whenever we fail in our dharma duty, then that will bring us unhappiness. That is why Krishna says, hey, to begin with, the first step that you have to take to bring about multiple blessings for yourself, to create multiple blessings for yourself, you first learn to worship your duty. Look upon duty as sacred. Look upon duty as choiceless. Look upon work as worship. Look upon duty as sacred, as holy, as your life. That is your lifeline. That is your happiness line. That is your fulfillment line. That is your lifeline. That is everything. Your actions are your lifeline. And having understood this, Bhagavan says, all that you have to do is very beautiful. Just make some adjustment in your mind. When you have to do your action, then do it with the right attitude. Bas. You know, it is wisdom. What is wisdom? What has to be done? If I have to do it, why not do it with willingness? If I have to do it, why not do it with a willing heart? Why not do it with a receptive mind? Why not do it really with the best attitude? Now the question comes, which is the best attitude? Which is the best attitude? How should I look upon my duty? He says there is only one right attitude. That is, look upon your duty as a prayer to God. I tell you, no attitude can be better than a prayerful attitude. No other attitude can really tackle your mind. Prayerful attitude can tackle a lot of rubbish in the mind. A lot of rubbish in the mind. You see, we always give the rubbish to the one who takes away the rubbish. But whom can we give this mental rubbish? Supposing I want to sell away all my rubbish, nobody is going to buy it. He says, I also have got enough of it. You keep your rubbish to yourself. Yours with yourself, and I will keep mine with myself. And therefore here there is no attitude, there is no reason. As far as I have told you in the last class, There is nothing that can purify the mind except devotion to God. I am putting it very bluntly. Devotion to the source of everything. Prayer to God is the one that does the job of cleaning the mind. No other job. No other thing can do this job. Even when you serve your parents, you better serve your parents as a prayer to God. That is why Shruti says, Matru Devo Bhava. Even look after your parents as a prayer to God. Acharya Devo Bhava. Atithi, whatever you do it as a prayer. And then say it in your mind. You see, doing an action as a prayer, if a person does it, I tell you that person will definitely start reaping the fruits immediately. But we generally don't do it. We hear that we should do it prayerfully, and afterwards we do it the way we have been doing. When you do it and in your mind you invoke the attitude of Bhagavan, silently you talk to Bhagavan, this is my duty, I am doing it as a prayer to you and you know what I want. Guide me in my thinking. Give me a thinking mind, a peaceful mind, a healthy body and healthy people. Let there be good people around me. Don't bring all wrong company. Let there be no dussanga. Let there be satsanga. In fact, this is very important because association with the wrong does more damage than a nuclear weapon. I'm telling you. Association with association with the wrong company harms you more than nuclear weapon. Why, Swamiji? More than nuclear weapon? I'll give you the logic. Nuclear weapon damage only harms once, not again and again. If a nuclear weapon falls on my head, I am gone. But wrong company tortures me for my whole life. A wrong company, once I am misled, then I suffer my whole life. Wrong company makes us suffer the rest of our life. It's not easy. At least a nuclear weapon gives me a new body. I can leave this body and take another body. But dussanga is terrible. Therefore you can pray to God, God, may you bring me the best company, because a satsanga is very enjoyable. A right person, sitting with a right person, analyzing the right things is much more enjoyable. It is heavenly. Right company. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischala tatve jivan muktihi. Bhagavan says, it is the satsang that slowly paves the way to ultimate liberation. Even listening to the old wise men's words is a satsang. Reading a good book is also a satsang. And talking to the right person or listening to some right things is a satsang. And therefore, when you do a duty, put before God all your demands. But never say, I have no demand. Bhagavan says the task to, okay, no demand. I have already told you one thing. Even Bhagavan gets annoyed when you say, I have no demand. Supposing you tell somebody, I have nothing to get from you. What will he think? आपके साथ मेरे को कोई लेन देन नहीं है. What will the other person think? That is a literary way, or there is one way of dismissing the other person. You see? I have nothing to get from you means what? You can't give me anything. That is it. I have nothing to get from you means you have nothing to give me. And if you say this to Bhagavan, you have nothing to give me, will he be happy? No. In fact, it is always better to say, to demand, to ask for the right things. Asking the right things means valuing the right things. Valuing the right things means cherishing the right things from your heart. And that is what you are going to give. What you cherish in your prayer is what Bhagavan is going to give you in time. Therefore, cherish the right things. That attitude, prayerful attitude, is what is called yoga. Now, I am going to just, for a few minutes, I will just put these two things. One is action, physical action. The other is the attitude. That physical action is called karma. That attitude is called yoga. What did I say? That physical action is called karma. The attitude with which I perform the action is called yoga. And combine both. Karma yoga means what? Doing our duties as a prayer to God is called karma yoga. There is no other definition. Karma yoga does not mean, doing actions with detachment and all that. A detachment वगैरह है, but actually do it as a prayer. That prayer is what is important. Like when you go to the temple, then you do it with a detachment or with a prayer in your heart? Tell me. You must go and stand in front of Bhagavan with great detachment. Does anybody say that? Go and then pray. Stand before God with great detachment. Nor can anybody say, go and stand in front of Bhagavan and don't ask for anything. These are all confusions in our society. Our Shastra says, hey, you have the best opportunity, divinity. Prayer is the best opportunity during which you ask for the right things in life. God, give me the strength to crave for the right things and not crave for the wrong things. I am all the time looking for the wrong things. I am all the time really saying wrong things, doing wrong things, talking wrong things, reading wrong books, meeting wrong people, eating wrong food. Everything I am doing wrong. Somehow or other I have a knack of developing love for the wrong things. Therefore, Bhagavan, help me discover the right things in life. Help me desire for the right things in life. Create in me some wisdom. Create in me some wisdom to discover the right things. Now, what is wrong with this demand? What is wrong with this? Asking this. Give me the wisdom to ask for the right, to desire for the right things. I am all the time, Bhagavan, angry with somebody, or I am doing jhagda with somebody. I am a jhagdalu. Bhagavan, you don't know me. You are yet to know me. आपको हमारे बारे में आपको बहुत कम मालूम है. I am a jhagdalu because whenever I meet people, the first thing that I do is jhagda karo. Over nothing. There are people who are quarrelsome. They are quarrelsome. Hey Bhagavan, give me some wisdom not to be quarrelsome. Give me wisdom to be able to talk to people peacefully, pleasantly. Peacefully, pleasantly. And the more you cherish it, the more it will come to your heart. Because what we don't cherish, we never find it in ourselves. What we cherish, that alone comes to us. In fact, that is the law. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. When you pray to me, Bhagavan says, whatever you cherish in your heart, I will bless you with that. Bhagavan says, Oh, you will bless me. Even the Bhagavan says, I will give you that. But actually, that is the law. What you cherish for, you will get, and that is what, of course, Bhagavan's law. Supposing you cherish name and fame, you will get. If not in this life, maybe 100 lives. But in whatever life you get only what you. There are two things: what you worked for and what you cherished in your heart. Only two things can come. There is no random achievement in life. You can't achieve things in a random way. Did you hear that? There is no random achievement of things in life. You get always what you have worked for. You always get what you have cherished for. What you have cherished in your heart, that will definitely come to you. That is why some really, have you seen really, these Hindi movies is based on this principle. These Hindi movies are based on this principle. That is why one boy and girl, and they want to marry, and they are not allowed to marry, and they are reborn and married. Yes. What does it mean? If they don't know it, but actually that makes sense. Because you always get what you cherish. That is justice. You get what you work for. You get what you work for, good or bad. Suppose you have done the right action, you get the right result. If you have done the wrong action, you get the wrong result. And if you have cherished in your prayer something, you will get it. If it is good or good, bad, bad. But then ultimately you have to become wiser. You have to go on learning. You have to keep on learning how to edit your desires. Editing desires is important. That you desire is not enough. Desire is beautiful as long as it is a right desire. Bhagavan says, a right desire is as divine as myself, Bhagavan says. Right desire. He says that. Dharma viruddho kamaha. Bhagavan says, what is divinity? Any desire not going against dharma is divine. It is a divine desire. Desire can be divine. To help others is a desire. I want to help others. What is it? It's a divine. I want to serve my parents. Divine. Any desire. I want to earn money and make the right use of it. Divine. Anything that is not against dharma is divine. Therefore, what should we learn in our prayers? Learn in our prayers to ask from God the right things. Ask for the right. Prayer becomes an occasion to edit your desires. What did I say? Prayer becomes an occasion to edit your desires. Because there you have to be very careful. Because Bhagavan, before he says tathastu, you better be careful. He says tathastu. And then supposing after tathastu you wake up, kuch nahi hoga. Before he says tathastu, you put before him the right desire. And putting the right desires in front of Bhagavan, I tell you, definitely they are going to be blessed. You are going to be blessed with that. Therefore, this attitude of prayer is called yoga and actions are called. Now, in this context, we have a doubt. And this doubt is, Swamiji, if we do our duties prayerfully, then is it necessary to separately sit for prayer? Are you able to follow? Is it necessary to sit for prayer? I go to office and come back, and that is a prayer to me. I look upon it as a prayer. Is that not enough? Why should I go again to the temple? Why should I go to a temple outside? Or why should I go to a temple in my own house? There is a small little temple. And then my parents always put pressure on me, go and then do prayer. Is it necessary? Because you are saying duty itself is a prayer, then why separate prayer? A separate prayer also is a prayer. Ultimately, the motive, the intention is to make you a prayerful person. To create, because man always lives in vanity that he can get what he wants. He doesn't understand. He only sees really a part of life. The hidden part of life he doesn't know. There is a certain adrishtam. He sees only this life, not the previous life. He sees only this life, not the next life. He doesn't see the continuity of life. But there is a continuity of life. And therefore, definitely, there is a lot of past which can come and make us unhappy. And that past also can be neutralized by prayer. The past can be neutralized by prayer. Prayer can atone to our past sins. Prayer can clear the way in the present. When you say sorry, definitely it is atonement. When you tell somebody, you trod on somebody's toes, and then he shrieks, he becomes wild, angry with you. And then you say, I'm sorry. He becomes cool down. Such a thing, it's a magic word. It's a magic word. Sorry is such a magic word. You say sorry, at least, you are free. In that manner, in front of Bhagavan, you say, hey Bhagavan, if I have made some mistakes, please forgive me. Kshamasva, kshamasva. Kshamasva, kshantavyam, kshantavyah, kshantavyah, kshantavyah. Kshamasvatvam, 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 sesha shailas. See, in this manner, hey Bhagavan, please help me. Please forgive me my past and give me a breakthrough in the present. In fact, it is this really. That way, prayer becomes an atonement to the past sins. Prayer can create also a better future. Prayer is a protection for you. Prayer protects you. Prayer protects you. How it protects you? It brings God's grace which is there as a kavacham. Don't think Swamiji is imagining and all that. That's what I'm saying is it is true. Prayer protects you. Number one. Prayer protects your mind also. Why? Because the mind, when you instill prayer into your mind, then that mind is not indulging in ragadvesha, in anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, enmity, and all these, what we call the wrong impulses. Prayer neutralizes impulses. You become purified in your mind. A mind that is less impulsive is more happy. Are you able to follow? A mind that is less impulsive is more happy. Therefore, prayer brings you adrishtam, God's grace. Prayer also purifies the mind. In that manner, prayer is a protection. It gives physical and mental protection. That prayer that takes place in the mind is called yoga. And the action is called karma. The attitude of prayer in the mind is called yoga. Therefore, an action done prayerfully is called. Is it mystical? Is karma yoga mystical? Or is it rational? It's rational. It makes sense. It makes sense or doesn't make sense? Swamiji, attitude to bahut dur hai. Even doing duty doesn't make any sense. Can you say that? If action, duty doesn't make sense, why that duty doesn't make sense? Because I do duty, everybody else. आनंद लेते रहते हैं, घर में बैठे रहते हैं. I go to office and work, and everybody else is relaxing at home. They're all seeing the World Cup and I'm slogging there in the office. What is all this? You come and tell me again, do your duty. I came here, at least you will bail me out. Hey, those who do not do their duty, they are harming themselves because they are accumulating inertia. बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. What I am saying is telling the truth without any compromise. Those who don't do their duties, they think they are being smart. But they are being foolish. Why? They are developing inertia. And developing inertia is the best way of harming, the most effective way of harming yourself. The most effective way. And therefore, not doing duty and trying to make others do your duty and yourself not doing your duty, you think you are being smart. You think you are being smarter than others, but you are being really foolish. Everyone who thinks he is being smarter is being foolish. And every foolish man thinks that he is being smarter. In fact, the one who does his duty without accumulating inertia is wise. He is wise. And therefore, duty, karma is called, doing action is called karma, and the attitude is called, so that these two things make life complete, I am telling you. Actions make us prosperous, actions give us good health, actions make us lively, actions promote our existence, actions promote our physical existence, and attitude promotes our mental peace. What more do you want? Is not karma yoga really? Is not action that promotes existence? Is not the right attitude that promotes mental peace? Or is there any magic? There is no magic for existence. I have to work to be alive. I have to work to survive. And in order to be mentally peaceful, no psychologist or psychoanalyst, psychiatrist can help you. No psychiatrist can help you. Ultimately, he will say what? He will try to observe what you think, वगैरह वगैरह, and in fact you become more psychotic. Gita Gita is also psychology in a way. It says the best way to come out of your mental problems is think more of the source and less of the objects. Be more prayerful and less vainful. Be more prayerful and less vainful. Be more humble and less vainful. Definitely it will give you mental shanti. Okay, this is Karma Yoga. I have given definition of Karma Yoga and Bhagavan is going to elaborate on it. Now next verse please see. Neha bhikrama nashosti. Just another 3-4 minutes we will sit down. Then you don't have to rush away. When you rush away, and I start thinking, the others start losing also interest. सब लोग जा रहे हैं, तब क्या सुनना है? एक जाते हैं, बाकी लोग तो जाने का समय है. चलो. Then immediately you just sit back and अब हो गया class. हो गया. That tempo you will lose like that. To build up a tempo of listening takes time, and to lose it takes no time. I'll explain one word. Na iha abhikrama nashaha asti. I want you to learn it, to understand it in Sanskrit. Na means not. Iha means in doing duty. And in doing duty prayerfully. When you do your duty prayerfully, There is no abhikrama nashaha. It is not a ritual in which even a small wrong step would deny you the whole result. Ritual, I want you, what is abhikrama? Look at the word abhikrama nashaha. Say it. Abhikrama nashaha. Krama? You know the word krama? What is krama? Sequence of steps. Snatva, bhutva, gramam, gaj. A sequence of events. Ghar gaya, snan kiya, bhojan kiya, gaon gaya. This is called krama. Abhikrama also means the same thing. Sequence of steps. In a ritual, you take one wrong step, they say you are denied of the right result. On the contrary, you are told you will get a wrong result. That is called kamya karma. Kamya karma means what? Desire-oriented action. Like, Dasharatha performed Putra Kameshti. Clear? Now, Putra Kameshti is a Vedic ritual. It is a desire-oriented action. He did not perform it for his mental purity. Understand? It is not done as a karma yoga. He got a Putra Kameshti yaga done not as a prayer to God for his mental purity. He wanted children and he invoked God's grace in the form of a ritual. And therefore, when you perform a ritual for a particular material result, then that ritual is called kamya karma, desire-oriented ritual. What is it called? Desire-oriented ritual. In Sanskrit, it is called kamya karma. And when it comes to that kamya karma, a ritual, desire-oriented ritual, you have to perform the ritual as it is prescribed. As the rules are laid out, you have to follow the rules. If the Veda says you have to collect these many bricks, only those many bricks. These many pandits, these many pandits. This time of the day, this time of the day. This tithi, this tithi. That means you have to be absolutely, true to the prescription of the ritual. Is it not? And therefore, even if you take one wrong step, you understand, then they say, you will not only not get the desired result, you will get the wrong result. You see? You work for money with the kameshti and then really you performed it wrongly. Not only you did not get the new money, you lost the old money. This is called viparita phalam. This is called viparita phalam. That is why it is very, very difficult. That is why it is better to keep away from kamya karma. Or you can get it done properly. But Krishna says, hey, this duty is not like kamya karma. This duty is meant for your growth and liberation. And here, when you do your duty with the right attitude, there are no do's and don'ts. You can do it relaxedly. You can do that duty now in the morning. There is no particular auspicious time. In order to do your duty, you don't have to consult the astrologer. You don't have to consult the muhurtam. You don't have to consult anything. You are a free person. See, as the duty comes before you, you attend to it. And with the neither the prayer is a ritual, nor the action is a ritual. I want you to see this. Neither the action is a ritual, nor the prayer is a ritual. And here, na iha abhikrama nashosti, there is no adverse result. Abhikrama nashaha means Not getting the result or getting the adverse result is not there in Karma Yoga. When it comes to Kamya Karma, it is possible not to get the right result and also possible to get an adverse result. But in Karma Yoga, neither it is possible not to get the result, nor is it possible to get a wrong adverse result. Prayerfulness is not going to give you any wrong result. So, with really, if you pray to God, prayer for your own growth, whether it is morning or evening or inside the house, outside the house, standing, there are no do's and don'ts for Nitya Karma. Understand? For Nitya Karma, there are no do's and don'ts. You may say, Swamiji, is it all right if I am sitting in the chair and praying to God? You can sit on the chair, in the chair, or you can stand. There are no do's and don'ts. It is almost like asking you, Swamiji, in which posture should I crave for happiness? In which posture should I feel hungry? I want to feel hungry, but sitting should I feel, standing should I feel, lying down should I feel, or should I consult an astrologer to feel hungry? Or when I am hungry, really, then in what posture should I eat? I say whatever is convenient. Is it not? Is there an auspicious posture? Is there an auspicious posture? No, whatever is, if you are young, you can sit down and eat. If you are old, you can use a chair and eat. What is there? Or sometimes your hands are clean, you can eat it with the hands, otherwise use it. You can use a spoon or you can use Chinese way. I mean, that's not a problem. And therefore, similarly, prayer, feel free to think of God at any time you have. Even a couple of minutes you have time. Just now you have finished the work and then you are closing your eyes, you feel a sigh of relief that you have done your work. And then you say, hey Bhagavan, it is your grace by which I was able to complete it. God inspire me to do my duty so that after doing my duty, I can relax and think of you. May I not accumulate inertia. May I not accumulate indifference to duty. May I not accumulate more and more tamas. May I ever be ready to do my duty. With that prayer. For that prayer there is no auspicious time. Clear? Anyway, we will do this verse. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate, etc. in the next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vadishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare Om Om Tat Sat.